What are our expectations? Which of the things we desire are within reach? If not now, when? And will there be some left for me?
I took a walk through this beautiful world, felt the cool rain on my shoulder, found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la.
China's younger generation is driving a growth in consumption.
Which is coming from
This is where the real power is, China.
If you live in Manhattan like I do and you think you live in the center of the world, this place, Shanghai, will confront you with a very different reality. Turn down a side street, it's an ancient culture. A centuries-old mix of culinary traditions, smells, flavors. A block away, this. An ultra-modern, ever-clanging cash register, levels of wealth, of luxury, a sheer volume of things and services unimagined by the greediest, most bourgeois of capitalist imperialists. The city is split by the Huangpu River, a tributary of the Yangtze, into the older section which features the Bund and the newer built-up section of Pudong. The one thing I know for sure about China is I will never know China. It's too big, too old, too diverse, too deep. There's simply not enough time. That's for me the joy of China. Facing a learning curve that impossibly steep. The certain knowledge that even if I dedicated my life to learning about China, I'd die mostly ignorant. That's exciting. It's too much, and it's changing so fast. China has a population of around 1.3 billion people, and the number of them who are joining an explosive middle class demanding their share of all that good stuff, infrastructure, the clothes, the cars, the gas to fuel them, is, well, it's the engine that might well drive the whole world.
You like Shanghainese food?
Very much, yes.
Okay. What do you want?
Please order, of course, yes, some good soup dumplings.
这里还有知名的是什么？是这个
Professor Zhao Lin is an economist and the current dean of the College of Economics and Management at Shanghai Jiaodong University. Like so many people you meet here, he's Chinese but was educated in American universities and has taught at Yale, Duke, and Arizona State. So you'll forgive me, economics are not my area of expertise. I wallow in ignorance, but China looks different every time I come. It's changing so quickly. How did that happen?
China enjoy, this long period of peace. No serious enemy, no major wars.
Right.
So the manufacturing industry really took off. Internally, it's a reform and open door policy. Every country willing to trade with China.
There's certainly no doubt that at this point, our destinies are inextricably bound up. We are our economies are hopelessly intermingled. If one fails, the effect would be disastrous.
Global impact.
We are, to say the least.
It's certainly.
这就是圣龙来了，
好好好。
这是九千煎饺也比较有名的。
This is what I was waiting for.
虾仁小笼。
Xiaolongbao, literally small steaming basket buns. But I translate them in my head to pillows of happiness that will scald your tongue and throat if you don't know what you're doing. Look, there are a lot of reasons to come to China, and to Shanghai in particular. But these babies, done right, these things alone are worth the trip. Ground pork and shrimp, folded exactly and always 20 times inside freshly made, individually rolled out dough. As they're steamed, the delicious, delicious fat renders into a soup of the gods, which then, if you're not careful, causes unforgettable maxillofacial damage as it changes your life forever.
Oh, so good.
In the China of the future, places like this, Fushan Jiaolong, will be even more packed by Chinese, by expats, by visitors looking for the deeply satisfying rush of screamingly hot goodness, the chewy, deeply savory, fragrant, perfectly shaped and folded, ballistically designed delivery vehicles for pure pleasure. And the allure of Shanghai-style pork chop, jiaozhu pei, served with la jiangyo, the local take on Worcestershire sauce. It's irresistible.
So I really believe that the world is converging, and China will be privatizing more and more.
Right.
The difficulty nowadays, it's just the technology is so advanced, we don't really need that many people to do things that many people used to. With the population, 7 billion people, the world probably doesn't need that many people working anymore.
Right.
So the question is that, what should human beings do? You know? How can you let them not doing anything and then still living a good life?
Right.
I don't know. It's going to be a big issue that face the whole world.
What is the future? I don't know. But to a very great extent, it is surely being determined here. Is there a plan? Probably not. Only appetites. And increasingly, the means to fulfill those appetites, those dreams and aspirations. Who will drive the car that takes us to wherever we are going? They will be young, whoever they are, and not unlike Yao Minji, a 30-year-old Shanghai native educated in the USA at Wellesley, currently a features reporter for the Shanghai Daily. She may be the picture of modern China, but this is Minji's favorite restaurant, Chun. China, and Shanghai in particular, might be transforming fast, but this place stays resolutely the same. Mrs. Shu runs the place, serving classic home-style Shanghainese. There's no menu, no waiting list.
Oh.
And you only get a seat if she likes you.
Oh, I ordered too much, sorry.
Oh, it's
I was
fantastic.
trying to get all my favorite dishes.
No, very happy.
We're joined by Minji's friends, Lu Jing, an artist, and Matthew Lei, a restaurateur.
This looks fantastic. How do you eat these? Whole?
I eat them whole because I really like this. Ooh,
That works.
good, yeah.
Oh, they're good.
I think they cook it in a few seconds. That's the secret.
Youbao sha are tiny little shrimp, deep fried first, and then quickly tossed in the wok with garlic, ginger, salt, and soy. What is classic Shanghainese food? What's distinctive about it? Well, this, for instance, it's often black or dark and heavily inflected with oil, soy, and sugar. Shanghai is, and has been for some time, a city of immigrants, and the food reflects that genealogy. A combination of people from neighboring Zhejiang province, known for their liberal use of sugar, soy, and vinegar, and from Jiangsu province, known for fresh ingredients and attention to preserving the aliveness of its dishes. It's the best of both worlds. Great sauces, great ingredients. There's Hung Shao Rou, braised pork belly in a deep red glaze of dark and light soy sauce, cinnamon, sugar, and anise. Hung Shao Chong Yu, a small fish poached first in rice wine, salt, and light soy, then fried in ginger, garlic, oil, more soy, and sugar until the liquids reduce into a gorgeous, sticky sauce. Zhongya, duck that's been marinated, blanched, then reheated, smothered in a sauce made from the reduced drippings left in the wok with dark soy, salt, and sugar. And this to round things out, yandu shin, a clay pot soup of bean curd-based stock with salted pork belly, tofu ribbons, and bamboo shoots.
Oh, good flavor. This is a socialist country, supposedly.
Yeah.
It's a communist country, supposedly. It is, in fact, from all evidence that I've ever seen, the most dynamic capitalist country on earth. What do you think about that?
I think a lot of my Western friends come here thinking China is a posh version of North Korea or the party controls everything. But they come here, they're surprised. It's actually not that much. They do seem to be promoting the free market even more with the free trade zone just established in Shanghai. So it's amazing.
From what I see everywhere I go, the world is becoming more Chinese. Chinese influence, Chinese food. If you build a casino in Vegas or a hotel in Singapore, you have to consider what will the Chinese think. Is that exciting?
It's exciting that we finally have an influence that we wouldn't. Like China is sort of in the spotlight, in the center of the stage now, that we wouldn't have dreamed of, like, say, only a decade ago.
For me, I think, the communist menace that we used to always talk about in America, I think the most terrifying scenario is that China becomes a completely free market, non-socialist, non-communist society because you'd bury us.
I love few things more than quoting that impeccable communist Deng Xiaoping. To be rich is glorious. All isms are wasms. Dig deep, and it's always about the money. Meet Tim Say, resident of Communist China, a man of impeccable taste, one of more than 150,000 Shanghainese millionaires, accustomed to the good life.
We take the seawater out, replace with champagne. We have it all at once. Hopefully you like it.
He likes nice things, and he makes Donald Trump's garish ticky-tacky empire look like the back of Paulie D's van.
Where are these from? They're great.
France.
They're from France. Fantastic. Wow, they're in good shape. Good choice,
Yes.
too.
Well, we keep them happy. Every single one is flying from jet with little seatbelt, so they're nice and happy and safe.
Apparently.
Tim is an investor into real estate, telecoms, and the newly expanding service industries of the new China. He's also the president of Roosevelt China Investments, a very old company with a long history doing business here, created by the Roosevelt family. Maybe you've heard of them. This is his clubhouse. Really, the House of Roosevelt on the Bund, right in the middle of it all. Wine is big here now. The French chateaus, more and more, they look to China as the indicators of price, as the market maker. Tim alone has stocked around 4,000 labels here. China in general bought 2 billion bottles of red wine last year alone. Think about that for a minute. They are now the leading market for red wine in the world.
It's pretty amazing here.
Wow, I designed this place in 5 minutes. I look at this place for like 6 months. Daytime, nighttime, and finally one morning I said, I'm gonna make a wine cellar out of this.
Looks so good.
Thank you.
Hi, guys. Well, this is nice.
Hi.
Tim has invited me to dinner alongside a few people that have taken full advantage of the booming economy in China. There's Eva Wang, an architect and designer. Daniel Zheng, a real estate developer. And Coco Shu, a party planner.
So you eat like this all the time? Nice wine cellar?
Twice a night. Today we're surrounded by Southern French wine and Northern Italian wines. And if you like it, you can eat in different districts of wine country every night.
Isn't this supposed to be communist China? I mean, it seems like
Can I
a
ask one
very...
question? Are they any one of the Communist Party comrades, party member?
No, I'm kidding. I'm a bit of a red diaper baby, but no, what I mean to say is, it just seems that the realm of the possible here is very big.
Absolutely, it's a big stage. I mean, in New York City or in other places in the world, you can see that you might build a massive project, but that's probably the only one in the whole city. But in Shanghai, there's 10 massive projects going on, and there's 10 more coming up in the next couple of years. You know,
It's a big world, big city, but small village at the end. And I think food is the best weapons on earth to make peace. It's the food, it's the drink. We have better peace on earth. And you're probably the United Nations ambassador.
In time.
And these little shrimps are from South Pole. And only New Zealand has the right to farm them. So try it with your wasabi if you like.
A lot of Chinese restaurants in New York.
I grew up in the 50s and the 60s, and even then, Chinese restaurant, Chinese food was really an essential part of being a New Yorker. I mean, if you didn't know how to use chopsticks as a New Yorker, you were a terrible New Yorker.
Now, we don't ask one thing. Do you know how to speak like a Brooklyn person?
It's a tough accent. Queens is easier, you know, it's a more of a... I can't, I mean, I live right next to it my whole life.
Can you say...
But I mean, the accent...
No, we don't want to hear...
A Brooklyn expression?
I just want to hear...
Not for nothing.
What?
Not for nothing.
That's Brooklyn.
Not for nothing, but...
Nothing.
Not for nothing, but, you know, I could really use a little more wine.
Yeah.
Not for nothing. No.
Nothing.
Not for nothing.
Nothing.
Not for... All right.
Shanghai chef Jackie Shu prepares a meal of a style that will become, without a doubt, more and more typical and in demand here among those who can afford it. And more people every day can afford it.
what is it?
So we have tomato and potato, and that's it? What else do we have?
Roasted tomahawk.
Australian Wagyu beef,
Nice.
a massive, perfectly cooked tomahawk chop. Coming in the door at up to $150 a pound, that includes bones and fat. This is about $1,000 worth of steak, bitches. Even if Tim wanted to serve good old USA beef, still the finest on earth in my opinion, he can't. China has banned imports of US beef over concerns about mad cow disease. While they carve, a quick trip behind the bookshelf.
And now I want you to show you a special place.
Wow.
So you name your label, the Village of Wines. I think most of the chance we have it. And so this size is all our interesting wine that they can keep aging themselves.
This is the house collection.
That's correct. Right. And now I want to show you the membership area. The newest member, Anthony Bourdain.
It's me?
And it's all of our Roosevelt collection of wines. Please, open it. Ah.
Whoa, cool. It's good being me. Thank you.
It's good having you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Whoa, close that up, man. Wait a minute.
Close it up.
Here's the thing. Even with the modern China rising out of the ground all around you, even with all the things, the same things you see for sale everywhere where people have money these days, even with all that, there's still this China. Shoning Road, just south of People's Square. It's still happening. The good, old stuff. The China you first fell in love with. Walk down the street and look in any direction, and there's something to eat. I may not know what it is immediately, but chances are, it's good. We talk about foodies, and what the hell does that mean? By current definition, best I can understand it, that makes just about every Chinese person I ever laid eyes on a foodie. Which is to say, a perfectly reasonable person who enjoys and pays attention to where the good stuff is. Look at this. One street, and look, stuffed oysters grilled over charcoal. Snake treats? Why, yes. And yes, it does taste kind of like chicken. There used to be a lot of streets like this, full of Dai Pai Dong, where you could look, shop around, and eat all out in the open. A happy, riotous, delicious torrent of food. But the government, as governments do, are tightening the screws. Old is bad, new is good. Not everybody thinks this is a good idea, though. Bill Wang was born in Shanghai and studied here at Tongji University. He began teaching English before he was out of college. He suggested we meet at Erguang Wonton, and there may be wonton stalls all over Shanghai, but Bill says this one is the one.
So you're an English teacher.
Yes, yes.
Most of the people I meet of Chinese background who speak English their teachers were British, sometimes Australian or New Zealand, and they have those expressions and that accent. Maybe more and more these days, I guess, younger generation, there's more and more of that sort of TV accent. Is that good or bad?
I think it's good. You know, TV series, especially American TV series, are so popular in China.
What are the most popular American shows in China?
Right now, House of Cards.
House of Cards?
Yeah, so popular.
House of Cards?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's really interesting. What do you think the appeal is here?
You know, in the show, you know, American, they can talk about president.
Right.
In China, there's no way you can talk about those sensitive topics. So many people love that show. It's really, really good.
Wow. That's really
a
a surprise to me. Wow, these are huge.
Yes, wonton. Because it's okay, just put it.
There you go. Good.
Is it good?
Minced pork, bok choy, some ginger moistened with rice wine, soy. It all gets mixed up nicely and folded into the dough. Boiled till just right, then sauced with a powerful mix of soy sauce, vinegar, chili sauce, sesame oil, and peanut butter. So you got a kind of sweet, savory, acidy, salty, spicy, umami thing going on with every bite. You want this. Believe me, you want this bad. In fact, you need it.
What do your students want to do when they enter the professional field? What's the dream?
I think this generation, a lot of them are lost. They don't know what to do. If you ask like a university student, what is your dream?
Right.
My dream is to buy an apartment in Shanghai, buy a car, you know, that kinds of things.
Are there enough jobs for everybody?
It's becoming more and more competitive.
Right.
Everybody wants the best job, but it's only very few of them out there. But I think there's like a huge gap between company and new graduates.
Right.
Company wants experienced workers.
Right.
The new graduates also want a good job.
Now.
But now they are not ready for it.
Right.
So they don't want to do some, you know, hard work, start from scratch.
Right.
So that's the problem, I guess.
It looks to me, China in general, Shanghai in particular, is changing very, very fast.
Very, very fast.
Every time I come, it's different. And in your recent memory, I mean, in the last 10 years, what's the most noticeable change to you?
Food like this is becoming more and more difficult to find. But this is handmade. And I think it's real food. It's not very expensive and it tastes great. But a lot of food are, you know, processed food right now. And also, of course, it's internet. It has pros and cons, of course. The good part is that you can get information easily.
Right.
The bad part is that people don't talk to each other. Even like two people go to a restaurant, you know, like a couple, they took pictures and use their cell phone, they don't talk to each other.
They're communicating with everybody else in the world, but who's at the table.
Maybe they don't enjoy their life, or what's the point, right? So I think
it didn't happen until you tweeted, as we say.
Oh my God.
What's clear very quickly here is the way China claims things are, the way things are supposed to be as far as permissible social media and access to information, and the way they actually are, two different things. Meet Thomas Yao, hacker turned entrepreneur. He recently received significant startup money to build what he calls an open source project sharing platform to connect Chinese college students with the world.
Now, when you say hacking, what do you do when you hack? What's the intent?
Actually, it starts from MIT. If you go to the computer science and artificial intelligence building in MIT, it will show you the definition of hack. It's actually a very positive word, but it became a very negative word.
Right.
So the word hacker is to describe the people who are really, they really like programming, and they love to share information, just like cooking. You love to share recipes to other friends who love cooking as well.
Legally, there might be something wrong with it, but morally, do you think there's anything wrong with, like, you're essentially breaking into an information base?
Yes.
I'm not doing any damage.
Yes.
I'm going to go in, I'm going to look around, I'm going to see how things work, and I'll leave without disturbing anything. Would most hackers say that that's okay?
Yes. Yes.
It's in the service of knowledge, that's
It's okay for most hackers in our communities. I was lucky. I got into a very big hacker community here in Shanghai and met a lot of great mentors.
Started in business at 21.
Exactly.
Quite an accomplishment.
I didn't go to the college.
You didn't go to college?
I didn't go to the college.
Why not?
Most professors are way behind the development speed of the communities.
Why? The country is so advanced in so many other ways. Why in this area?
The network problem here in China. We have GFW, the Great Firewall, and it blocked a lot of important information websites inside China, and a lot of people, they can't get cutting-edge technologies, which we don't teach in college at all. And so the human resource problem and the manpower problem is more and more serious, getting more and more serious here in China.
Because everyone's going to the Silicon Valley.
They offer better, obviously. Oh, here the deal.
These are the famous ribs?
Yes.
Maybe the number one thing that the seriously food-crazed traveler coming back from Shanghai will tell you to eat, other than the soup dumplings, of course, Ziran Pai Gu, or simply cumin ribs. It takes two cooks working at once to make this dish. One deep fries the ribs in hot oil until just right. Another toasts the ginger, cumin, and other spices in a wok. And then, in go the ribs. And if you're a devotee of what's called wok hei, you sit as close to the kitchen as possible to capture that elusive, fast-dissipating breath, flavor of the wok itself. Toss them around, coating those bones with all that good stuff, then serve. And because we like it to burn, Thomas orders some laza jiding, a spicy chicken dish. Hei means energy, life force, or breath. And that's what you're looking for, the vestigial flavor, the essence of a very old, carefully seasoned cooking vessel. Oddly enough, Thomas tells me there's no Mandarin, or at least Shanghainese, word for wok. It's simply called a cooking pot. To which I say, I really do know nothing about this country.
Oh, fantastic. Wow.
It's actually so-so.
Yeah?
It's actually so-so.
No, you're not loving that?
Not too good, but it's not bad.
To me, and I've eaten a lot of food, look, this is spicy, fresh, bright, vibrant.
After this, I will take you guys to I will take you somewhere better.
So are you a foodie?
Yeah, I eat a lot.
Were you born here? You're from Shanghai?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Shanghai.
at least in modern times, it's hard to imagine that any place has changed as profoundly and is changing as quickly as it is changing here.
We really feel proud. Really feel proud. Our qualities of life is improving really, really fast.
In a poll, 85% of Chinese who were asked the question, do you feel that your life will be better next year? 85% said, yes, it will be better next year. This is an extraordinary number. I don't know a lot of other countries that would say that.
Yeah.
Well, that looks great. Oh, the famous chicken. So good.
Not bad.
You know, I'm finding this food really, really delicious. And you're saying it's just, it's okay.
It's really
so-so. Wow.
Shanghai is one of the biggest cities in the world right now. A global financial center and transportation hub and the world's busiest port. You can smell the money. But maybe the real story is the newly emerging participants in global capitalism. The middle class, the working class, who also want flat-screen TVs and cars and vacations and the promise of better for their kids. Take this couple, typical working-class Chinese from the workers' paradise. Mei Ning, a bus driver, and Dong Yunyang, his bride-to-be. Today is their wedding day, and custom must be observed. When it comes to weddings, the Chinese have always gone big, and these days, bigger still. Lots of food, lots of booze, lots of people. Getting crazy, which is why Thomas and I have become wedding crashers. The Constellation Bar for a pre-wedding drink. The classic Chinese cocktail, the Moscow Mule. Okay, maybe not Chinese.
These are good.
Yeah. This is the reason I love this place.
Are you married?
No.
No, not yet.
I'm not a big fan of marriage.
You've been to weddings, yes?
Yes.
Have you ever crashed a wedding before?
Nope.
It's going to be a little weird. I mean, we don't know anybody there. How do you do? Well, I hope the food's good at this thing. You probably have a lot of drinks.
It could be really crazy. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
They drink a lot.
Really? So, ready to crash a wedding?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Cheers. Can you go across the road here?
Yeah.
A Chinese wedding is not cheap. You need a banquet room. In this case, the families rented out this place at the historic Park Hotel Shanghai. Chinese weddings, generally speaking, mean the presence of a number of formalities. First, meet the bride and groom upon entering. Red envelope, also known as the Hongbao. Like in Goodfellas, it's a little something for the bride and groom. Help them get started in their new life.
Thank you. Awesome.
Okay, table setting, often with some must-haves present. Booze, whiskey, smokes for the guests.
So this is kind of like a traditional Chinese wedding. They will rent a hotel and...
Oh, I know. I do this every week. I go from hotel to hotel, and I crash weddings.
Okay.
Roast duck? That I will have, of course, and some banyu du, or beef tripe in garlic sauce. Kona crab, shelled and then sautéed in garlic and ginger before being stuffed back into the shell. steamed turbo with scallions.
For some weddings in China, they will have this kind of meal for whole 2 days, whole weekend.
So I'm telling you, we should do this every week. I'll come back. I'm gonna move to Shanghai, and you and me, twice a week, we'll just go to weddings.
禁止之外呢，当然少不了的还有他们爱情永恒不变的信物。所以下面我们就请2位伴娘为新郎新娘送上结婚对戒。
美满幸福，恩爱永远。谢谢。
那新郎，现在你可以大胆的亲吻你的新娘了。
You may kiss your bride.
OK。
And there is, of course, drinking. Much drinking.
She wants to chill with you.
Come back. It begins. When I first came to China, it was for business, and one after the other, everyone at the table came up and said, "Ah, Mr. Bourdain, I would like to do a drink with you," and they, all of it. I didn't know how to politely say no. I can't. I just kept doing it and doing it. I got super up. I ended up going like to karaoke. I ended up singing a Billy Idol song. So I think I sang White Wedding. Come back. She's making it a personal mission to get me seriously drunk. I'm just wondering how you got out of that. When I sat down and I looked around the table and I tried to figure out, okay, who at this table is going to try really hard to get me drunk? I wouldn't have guessed it was going to be her.
They drink this white wine all day long. I can drink a lot, but I just don't like the taste of it.
Look, we have to get this straight. That is not wine. That's like grain alcohol. That's what we call liquor.
Oh, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so we're clear on that.
Now, this is a small wedding by most standards, about 100 guests, but just booking the room took 2 years. A toast, followed by many more toasts, to the bride, to the groom, to happiness, to prosperity. There is a place, there is always a place, where something delicious in a bowl is waiting just for you. Down a street, down an alley, there's a place like this one, where locals will tell you the good stuff lives. They call this stuff long-leg noodles, because they say the woman who runs it is tall. Noodles for me are a solitary pleasure between me and my bowl. Fen Li and husband Chi Fun Wang understand this, I think. Now, this is a deceptively good business. What used to be a typical, low-cost, working-class stall of the Dai Pai Dong street variety has in fact blown up, along with the rest of the economy. Rich kids and TV guys like me want to eat here, and they do. How do you make a bowl of perfect happiness? Cook noodles in boiling water, liberally flavored with chilies and lard. Immerse your cooked noodles in a soy-inflected bath of deeply sinister, deeply pleasurable pork stock. Little bit of baby bok choy, heat for a few seconds, simmering, then garnish with a bit of slowly cooked, heavily reduced, almost candied pork. Then suck those noodles loudly and enjoy. Where are we going? Who will drive us there? What will it be like when we get there? I think it will look like this. Welcome to my place of dreams, my spirit house, a city of ghosts.
I took a walk through this beautiful world. Felt the cool rain on my shoulder. Found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la.
Hue in central Vietnam is someplace I've never been before. But it's still Vietnam. With all the things, the smells, the sounds, the details I love so much. First night in country, it's like sliding into a warm, deeply comforting, familiar bath. I've been all over Vietnam, a place I feel a special connection to. My first love, a place I remain besotted with, fascinated by. So back in Vietnam, one of my favorite places on earth, and all of the things I need for happiness. Low plastic stool, check. Tiny little plastic table, check. Ooh, something delicious in a bowl, Check. In this case, a local specialty, com hen, clam rice. Sweet, meaty little local clams out of their shells, tossed with a wild swirl of mung beans, white rice, spicy green chilies, crunchy roasted peanuts, fried pork rind, and cilantro. And a similar variation with rice noodles. Got fish sauce with chilies in it, and whoa, that'll just singe your eyebrows off. Throw some chilies in. Hit with some hot clam broth, and you're on your way. I'm back in Vietnam. Shit-eating grin for the duration. A giddy, silly, foolish man beyond caring. And a cold local beer. Huda, my preferred brand whenever in Hue. Clams with pork cracklings. How could that not be good? This is the way so many of the great meals of my life have been enjoyed. Sitting in the street, eating something out of a bowl that I'm not exactly sure what it is. Scooters going by. So delicious. I feel like an animal. Where have you been all my life? Fellow travelers, this is what you want. This is what you need. This is the path to true happiness and wisdom. Located on the north and south banks of the Perfume River in central Vietnam, mountains behind, sea ahead, an arrangement determined by criteria both military and spiritual. For 143 years, Hue was the seat of power for the Nguyen dynasty, which ruled the entire country until the late 1800s, when the French started taking power and land under their control. The French allowed the imperial throne to rule nominally the center of the country until the end of World War II in 1945. Hue has been celebrated for its dynastic architecture since the early 1800s. Vast palaces, pagodas, and tombs. A center as well for the intellectual, artistic, culinary, and religious life of the country. Oh yeah, that's tempting. It's around here somewhere. This is Dongba Market, and deep inside, somewhere in there, is what I want. To my way of thinking, in the hierarchy of delicious, slurpy stuff in a bowl, bun bo Hue is at the very top. Nguyen Quy Duc is an author and journalist who spent much of his childhood in Hue.
If I'm gonna die, if I'm gonna go in prison, they give me the last meal, this will be it.
This will be it.
This will be it.
Let's do it, man. Here, Kim Chow creates an elaborate broth of mixed bones scented with lemongrass, spice, and fermented shrimp paste. At the bottom, rice noodles garnished, nay heaped, with tender, slow-cooked beef shank, crab meat dumplings, pig's foot, and huiet, blood cake. Garnished with lime wedge, cilantro, green onions, chili sauce, shredded banana blossoms, and mung bean sprouts, it's a wonder of flavor and texture. The greatest soup in the world. Look at that, man. That is just unbelievable. Blood cake?
Blood cake.
With the sauce. I want to see how much you put in there.
You got to make it look really red in there. It has to be blood red.
And the broth is wonderful. People are put on earth for various purposes. I was put on earth to do this. Eat noodles right here.
When I was a kid, we used to tell each other, do not take a date that go out to eat this stuff because you start sweating, your hair stick up.
Really? I would definitely bring a date for this because if she doesn't like this, there's no hope of a relationship.
That's exactly.
You know, like if she said, oh, I don't know, there's like blood, gives icky stuff in there, that would be a relationship ender to me. I mean, I'm not kidding.
I mean, here you are having it in a market like this, but if she makes this in a place like New York or Paris, it would be real haute cuisine.
It just, I mean, this is as sophisticated and complex a bowl of food as any French restaurant. It really is just the top of the mountain. How long has she been here?
She started out when she was 12.
You live in a great country, man. Any country that could produce this is a superpower as far as I'm concerned. Man, I'm getting down to like the pepper residue at the bottom. How long does that broth have to simmer to get good?
Em ơi, cái nồi này mình nấu bao nhiêu lâu thì mới ngon?
How long tiếng thôi?
It's an hour.
Wow, really? I would have guessed like 14 hours. Happy, nice burny feeling around my lips, flop sweat, check. Happy. So we can pretty much cancel the rest of the show. I've achieved my happy zone. It's really all downhill from here. My oldest friend in Vietnam, Lin. Originally assigned to translate, to guide, to escort, and to report on me back in 2000 when I first came to this country.
Lin, how are you, brother?
My brother.
Good to see you.
His responsibilities to his employers have never been an impediment to our friendship. We meet at Zuyen An, where you pick your own seafood out of the tank and you cook it yourself. You really do look exactly the same. You look good.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You also the same. No trace of time on your face.
Dude, my hair is white. I have the pictures. I look completely different in 2000.
People told me that all the seafood here are from the lagoon over here, Tam Sang. Tam Sang Lagoon is one of the biggest one in Southeast Asia.
I'm going for some eel. Season with lemongrass, green chili, and pepper, drizzle with house special sauce, grill over charcoal, and dig in.
I have the picture with you.
Oh, you have some old photos? Oh, my, look at me, come on. I look like my own son here, look at this. I look like I'm 30 years younger. And that's...
My son, Ming.
Ming?
He's now 17.
Oh, my God, he's going to college soon. Wow. Oh, this at the island of Mr. Sang?
Tuần Châu Island in Ha Long Bay.
Hanoi?
Hanoi by the West Lake.
Oh, my God, look at that.
This
We
is
look
you.
cool. We totally look cool here. But does everybody fall in love with the country like I did? I came here and it stole my heart, you know?
I think there's a very good meeting point between Vietnamese and American.
Yeah.
But in the past, it was over, and now it's a new time.
Wow, that's great. Dude, that's pretty spicy. Perfect with beer.
It stimulates more drinks.
Lobster from the South China Sea. Give it a nice haircut tableside, and it's perfect.
Sweet?
Sweet. Just like I remember back in Nha Trang.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm a sentimental guy, Len.
Sometimes at work, I try to be serious, and I just think about work, but I don't know why. When I meet you, I just think about drinking and getting something good to eat. One more cheer.
Good to see you again, my friend. It's been a long time since my old friend and I met. A hell of a lot of road with this guy. One of the great joys of life is riding a scooter through Vietnam. To be part of this mysterious, thrilling, beautiful choreography. Thousands upon thousands of people, families, friends, lovers, each an individual story glimpsed for a second or two in passing, sliding alongside, pouring like a torrent through the city. A flowing, gorgeous thing. As you ride, you not only see but overhear 100 intimate moments in miniature. You smell wonderful unnamed things cooking, issuing from storefronts and food stalls. The sounds of beeping, laughing, announcements from speakers, the putt-putt and roar of a million tiny engines. Hui's place in history, long regarded as the heart of the Imperial dynasty, changed forever during the Vietnam War. In 1968, Hui became the site of some of the most bitter fighting of the war. During the Lunar New Year, the Tet holidays, when usually there was a cessation of hostilities, more than 100 cities all over South Vietnam were attacked by the North Vietnamese and VC. Hui quickly fell. You have seen these images. It was footage like this that turned finally a great part of the American public against the war. The U.S. Marines fought house to house to retake the city, a vicious 3.5-week-long battle. Eventually, artillery and air support were called in. The city was saved, and of course, largely destroyed in the saving. The civilian population caught in the crossfire were equally devastated. The North Vietnamese, to their enduring shame, had, while controlling the city, rounded up anyone seen as a potential enemy and either disappeared them away into unknown prisons or killed them outright. Most notoriously when they massacred almost 3,000 people, rolling them, many of them still alive, into mass graves in and around Hue. Duc knows full well the horrors and heartbreak of that time. In his memoir, Where the Ashes Are, The Odyssey of an American Family, he captures the terror of a 9-year-old boy, the son of a high-ranking South Vietnamese civil servant, caught up in the nightmare of war.
Where were you in 1968?
I was at the place where it's now a hotel. My parents were staying there. We were staying there. It was surrounded during the night. We didn't even know. My father looked out the window, just thought it was South Vietnamese soldiers. Everybody was surprised. In those days, we thought of the war as something happening out in the battlefields, in the mountains, out in the countryside. And all of a sudden, you come here and there's the flag of the National Liberation Front. And to see that was a complete shock. So we stayed for a week in the basement, and the American soldiers came. By that time, they had marched my father away, the North Vietnamese soldiers. We didn't know where he was taken to, and we had no idea whether he was alive or not. My mother went out to the mass graves when they were discovered, and she saw the bodies in there, and she's like, I can't go there and look for him.
A lot of people died here.
You can't help thinking about these people who died when they're young, who died for no reason, who just got caught in the firefights. We have the Day of the Dead here, the Day of the Wandering Souls, and we honor those who are not buried within their home village, are not taken care of, their spirits are not taken care of. There are families here who don't have a death date, which is huge. A death anniversary in Vietnamese is when you do the ceremonies, you pay attention to the dead. You can't do that if you don't know when they really died. You just assume those people are just never liberated spiritually, that they are stuck in that space. It was like that for my father. Because he was in prison, we had no news for him. You couldn't set up an altar. You just hoped that he was alive. 10, 12, 15, your friends are going out doing things. You would just have this weight on you that your father is somewhere imprisoned or in the jungles. And that stuff stayed with me for 40 years in my mind. I don't know how many Vietnamese have that kind of experience. At the same time, I come back to Hue, my hometown, my family's hometown. I'm glad people are alive, people are living, things are happening, things are changing. We need to let the country open up and let the people have a moment of enjoyment, have a better life.
I mean, obviously I'm an outsider, but it just seems to me as a casual observer, you could pretty much survive anything.
That's what my brother reminds me when I used to get all upset about things happening in Vietnam. He said, look, it survived 4,000 years. It will do okay. And when you ask me to be hopeful, I'm hopeful because it's a young country. It's a young population that's energetic, and that drives me, that gives me hope, that makes me young, that makes me want to believe in this country. And this town is such a wonderful place to be.
Boy Tran is a painter and something of a throwback, an anomaly, a creature from another earlier time in the life of the one-time Imperial city. She lives in an area called Tianan Hill, in a magnificently restored compound. These traditional wooden houses were once part of the regal style with sloped roofs to handle the rainy Hue weather. But most importantly, they feature a garden at the center, which follows the Eastern philosophy that all things originate from a single source and expand in all directions. Since the loss of her beloved son, she's lived here, surrounded by her garden and her art. Occasionally, she invites guests and friends. There's Duc, writer and food blogger Lan, art collector Jean-François Hubert, and Philippe Damas.
So this is your home, also a gallery?
Yes, I design and my people work.
She also cooks magnificently from a repertoire of Imperial Hue-era dishes numbering over 100. Back in dynastic times, the emperors demanded variety, in wives, of whom they would sometimes have over 100, and in food. The menus of the 19th century imperial palaces boasted new dishes every night, small, flavorful, and beautifully presented. And that culinary tradition, which gave Hue its reputation as a food capital, continues today.
How much of that persists, those imperial roots, that need for variety?
Dạ con, dạ mãi, dạ con.
Yes, the tradition has stayed, and it will stay forever here to cook all these different things all the time.
We start with bird's nest soup, a delicacy to which I am usually immune. This one is unusually flavorful. These are swallows' nests from high up on cliffs near Nha Trang. They're soaked in water, cooked in chicken stock, and served with crab meat. Lotus seeds, a symbol of purity, nobility, and patience from a nearby lake. Steamed. Crab roe is mixed with red onion, pepper, and seasoning and added to the soup, and simmered.
Cái đặc biệt của Huế, riêng Huế thì Trân thấy là họ rất ít gia vị. Vì những cái thực phẩm nó tươi ngon và rất ít, giống như nhà Trân là nấu ít gia vị lắm.
The symbolic and health aspects of many of these dishes not to be overlooked.
This is fantastic. Lovely. How does Hue differ from the rest of Vietnam?
A wonderful architecture and very quiet people. If you stay some time in Hue, after some days you feel quiet. You take your time.
Yes, ở Huế thì đồ ăn là phong phú hơn vì cái sông mình nằm gần biển và những cái con cá mà nó sống giữa hai cái dòng nước chắc anh biết ở cầu Hai nước ngọt mấy cái chỗ đó là con cá nó rất ngon. Rất là nhiều cá ngon sống giữa hai dòng nước cho nên ở Huế thì nó phong phú hơn.
Goi Hue is a traditional dish that's seldom made these days because of its complexity and the time needed to do it right. A fish stock is made from kabang, a fish from the Perfume River. Pineapples, onion, chilies, shallots, and coriander. A salad of quickly cooked prawns, rice noodles, ginger, red chili, garlic, and galangal. Layer of rice noodle, banana flour, then the prawns, garnishes. The strained fish stock is brought to the table with the salad in separate bowls and combined just before eating.
Is it spicy for you?
No, it's good.
Food is very spicy.
Oh, no, I like it. What I found when I first came to this part of the world, Vietnam in particular, my palate changed. I needed an elevated level of chilies and heat.
Much of Vietnamese cooking abides by principles of yin and yang, heat and cold. This one, a lobster dish with 5 spices, balances the coldness of the lobster with the heat of the spices. Red onion, ginger, lemongrass, and chilies are added to the boiling water to cook the lobster. Once the lobster's cooked, it's presented in a bowl of lime leaves, and the stock is poured over it.
Whoa, that's beautiful. We're getting into this with our hands, I'm guessing. I like this. It's beautiful.
The winter here is unbelievable. It's very cold and wet. That's why we have chili to keep us warm.
Boi Tran spoils all of us with a succession of dishes. But the past, as it often does in a place like this, intrudes.
Hue, it's dealt with a lot of suffering. The people in Hue are very withdrawn in some ways.
Smiling, but of course, they remember everything. They have to remember the war in 1968.
I was visiting my grandfather's house, and I got goosebumps because I knew during the war in 1968, lots of people were killed, and they were buried on all the sidewalks there. And I walk around there, and I feel it. It's dark, it's somber, and the history is there.
They say every meter of hay there's a dead person. My mom, she never wanted me to go home after like 10. She get angry if I go home at 11 or something. That scares me, so normally when I go home at 9, I try to go home very early.
Riding a boat along the river, you sort of feel there are things living in the water, in the trees, in the darkness out there.
Know your enemy, they say. Know who it is you're facing out there. Who are they? Why do they fight? What are they willing to endure in the furtherance of their cause? These, one would think, are simple questions useful in any conflict. Meet the enemy. Okay, he was only an infant during our 9-year-long war. But Quoc Tan's experience should be instructive.
sinh năm đó thì vào giữa năm 1967 giữa cái năm rất ác liệt.
In 1965, the United States initiated a sustained bombing campaign called Rolling Thunder, hoping to destroy an elusive enemy in villages like this one. Vinmoc, which was less than 20 miles from forward U.S. Marine fire bases just south of the DMZ. This is where Tan was born. As the target of frequent bombings, the village of Vinmoc moved underground, up to 100 feet down into darkness.
Sau khi mẹ đưa đây sinh thì mình nằm ở dưới đây là 6 năm.
The villagers carved over 5,000 feet of tunnels out of the earth, creating a complex that would house all 90 families of Vinmoc, 13 entrances and exits leading from the inland to the beach. Showing me through the labyrinth is Kom Tak.
And careful.
Born in Hue during wartime, she's since moved to the DMZ to work as a guide.
How did they dispose of all of this earth and rock without revealing the tunnels?
The craters, craters were everywhere on the like that landscape on the moon.
Right.
And the dirt of the craters are so fresh, look new. So they need to hide that, just leave them there.
This was the maternity ward where Tan was born.
And where did people sleep?
They have living places, just hold like this, but smaller, 2 square meters only, just enough to put a bamboo bag.
Hồi đó là
Trong cái
ở trong phòng đó là cả trên em mình là 4 người ở một đố, vì mẹ với hai chị.
How long did it take to build?
20 months digging.
20 months of digging
hand.
by hand.
With shovels and hoes, it walk up. The farmer, they dug with their tool.
Right.
Under the bombing.
While the bombing is going on, they're down here digging this out.
Không sợ, đây là không sợ, vì đó mình chủ đất chúng mà tiếng nụ hắn khắn to, vì cái sợ sập miệng là trong này đang sập. Chúng cái mặt này là bẩn này, là còn hai bên này rồi này, cũng là rung hết cả rung như thế, hắn vì cái mặt này là đất rất dày, góp.
Wow. How many children here?
Thời đó em khoảng tới hơn 30 người đó. Bởi vì nếu mà lớn lên là cho đi cả 8, còn ai nhỏ dài rồi mới trên.
How did they play?
Bé nó chỉ đuổi nhau chạy lũ chạy tới đó mà lúc nào mà gọi về ngủ thì nó về ngủ.
So much of the time you're in total darkness?
Yeah.
You can't see your mother.
Some people, they say that even when the parents, feed the children, they need to turn their face and find their mouth and feed them.
Wow.
Children played here. But people also emerged from these tunnels to kill or cripple Americans, to shoot them, to plant booby traps. And that's what they did. 6 years in darkness. And at the end of the war, the people of Vinmoc emerged from that darkness. And what did they do?
What was that like after living in darkness for so long? What was it like to come out and be able to spend the rest of his life in the sun?
Hồi nữa đi ra ngoài và trở lại với cuộc sống bình thường, anh thấy đó. Tại vì sinh ra trong người đảo và ra ngoài trời đi.
Lúc mà mẹ mà vì cán bộ là họ cho giờ lên đất liền, là lên sau đất liền thì sáng sủa quá mừng như nữa. Làm lại nhà cửa, đi cắt trấn, cột trái kèo nữa làm lại nhà. Đó mới đi biển, theo bộ đi biển, đấy chứ.
Thank you. Wow, ready.
Cảm ơn. Thank you.
Looks kind of like a mackerel.
Bóc hạt lên hẳn để ăn đâu.
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Last question, hypothetical. If the French or the Japanese or the Americans suddenly decided they want to, for some reason, come back, would he fight?
Ngày đấy mà họ đụng chạm họ gây mình đi là tất nhiên mình phải mà bởi vì con người mình là một, đất nước mình là hai nhé, nó mà họ đến tham quan hay du lịch thì vô tư vui vẻ thôi có gì đâu.
That's different. They're all welcome if they're tourists.
There are particular sounds that come with waking up in rice country. At Tamzang Lagoon, however, early morning is the end of the workday. As fishermen who've been out on the water tie up close to shore and sell their catch in the early mist. I'm meeting up with Lan for what she's promised will be a very tasty afternoon snack. Kwan Bon Ole is set back from a quiet lane in the outskirts of town. It's a neighborhood place specializing in this. Bon Bayo, little pancake-like things made of rice flour, steamed in molds, and topped with crispy fried shallots and cassava paste and crumbled fried shrimp.
So show me how you eat this. What do we?
I had this when I was a little girl. So you try to beat it up like this.
Right, I got it. Just cut around the edge here.
I feel so clumsy. It's been a while.
Fold it over.
No, it's just...
Oh, it just. Oh, it's great.
This is so nostalgic to me. When I was younger, every noon, my mom asked me to take a noon nap. She said, if you take a noon nap, then I will buy you some bun. And I will sit there in front of our house waiting for her. Yeah, waiting for her with a dish, an empty dish waiting for her. She will come and then my mom will buy it for me. You do a hairstyle. Yeah. At the end of the meal, we say who eat the most. Like.
Oh, so you have a stack? Yeah. That's way style? Good, I'm glad I'm fitting in. Ooh, what are they eating in the banana leaf? Are we having one of those too?
Yep, we have everything.
Oh, good, okay. I don't want to leave anything out here.
Oh yeah, there's bon bot lok made of cassava or tapioca with pork and more shrimp from the lagoon, wrapped like a tamale in banana leaf, then steamed.
So even open the thing is also an art. In Vietnam, we still learn how to wrap the thing, and you learn how to unwrap the thing. So unwrap the thing is also an art. Thing that
Oh, really? I'm watching you. Let's get this right.
You do it right. You're perfect. I think you're an expert. Maybe the life before you was born in Hue.
In a past life? Yes.
Yeah.
So this is shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
Pick it up and dip, right? Mmm. Very nice.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Oh, they're pretty too. Look at that.
But lok is very honest. You can see through what inside.
You call this type of eating an choi.
Enjoy is like for fun or playing.
Recreational eating.
Yeah.
So it's not a main meal, it's a snacking.
Yeah.
Banh Ra meat is a delicious marriage of fried and glutinous sticky rice dumplings. It starts with frying the paste in cooking oil. Then, unpeeled shrimp are stuffed into dough. Place the chewy part with the crunchy part and sprinkle with chopped fried shrimp.
Oh, wow. Oh, that looks awesome. What is underneath?
Rice base.
Rice base. Oh, okay.
But on the top is steamed, and at the back is fried thing.
Well, that's great. Oh, it's nice and crispy and greasy. I love it. Anybody would love this. It's just amazing.
It's a combination between the soft and
The soft and the crispy, crunchy. Delicious.
Last ride, a few miles out of town, whip across the rice paddies. Just getting from here to there, this part of the world, it's pure pleasure. I'm meeting my friends for a country lunch.
What's the specialty at this restaurant? You were saying chicken and baked in clay?
Yes.
Another friend from the past, Ha Pham, Lin, of course, Lon, and a new friend from Hue, Tan. A last meal, some goodbyes.
I have a question. What makes you stay so long in Hue? Because normally travelers, they come to Hue, they stay only 1 or 2 nights and that's it.
Really?
What's your impressions about Hue?
It's very laid back. The food's great. It's pretty. There's a lot to see. It's a perfect place to go if you want to take your time. It's beautiful to me. Food's coming.
Out here, there are a lot of dishes like this. Fill a chicken with lemongrass, wrap it in banana leaves, then cover with the muddy clay from the nearby rice paddies. Cook in the coals or a pile of burning straw if you like. Unwrap carefully tableside. Section with shears.
Smells so good. Make me hungry.
Serve with a little lime and salt, maybe some chili sauce. Squash, bitter melon, and morning glory greens for veggies.
That's good.
Some unexpected last words.
On behalf of people in Hue, thank you for your comment.
Thank you for having me.
We wish you would have a pleasant trip, safe and sound and success.
Thank you.
I learned many things from American. I still remember some poems such as Stopping by Goose on a Snowy Evenings. I can sing it.
Please.
Yeah. Sometimes drink a lot of beer, I forgot. Whose schools these are, I think I know. His house is in the village though. You cannot see me stopping here to watch his schools fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bell a second to ask if there's some mistakes. The only other sound of easy wind and downy flake. And something like...
Bravo.
So we wish you have a good trip, have a good flight. Will you come back after you return to New York?
I'll come back to Vietnam, always. Cheers, everybody, and thank you, all of you, for all your help.
Cheers all the time.
This is who came out of the ground, out of the jungle, the darkness, when it was all over. And this is what they did. So we begin at the end. After a wild week in Seoul, there was, I believe, something called soju involved. There were many, many strange and delightful things to eat. Things might have spun slightly out of control.
I took a walk through this beautiful world. Felt the cool rain on my shoulder. Found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la.
The biggest difference between Korean fried chicken and American fried chicken.
Chicken tonight? I feel so clean. I've never felt so.
Where is my ticket?
Next, I'll be performing a medley from Flavor Town. Don't play this game with Who Is Everybody here. Oh, yeah, baby. That's
Yeah,
good.
baby.
Come
Oh,
to
let's
me.
go.
Come to
Yes.
me. Powerful in a sort of small, girly way. Is this drinks that goes with food, or is this food that goes with a triumphant return to Korea?
Woof!
Oh, yeah. This should surprise no one that I'm in a happy place right now. Maybe the best way to tell this story is to start at the end. Like a dog returning to its own vomit, I keep flashing back to, was it last night? The night before. I smell fried chicken on my clothes, so perhaps... Well, hello, Nari.
We meet again.
Am I glowing with health and pink?
Yeah.
Freshly scrubbed?
I was just gonna say that you look like a better version of yourself.
Well,
Why is that?
guys, I've lost about 8 pounds of dead skin.
We're really into the idea. Koreans really like the idea of being the optimal cleanliness, you know? Like, we like to be the most clean possible.
I don't know. You know, I'm okay with soap and water, frankly. And beer.
Yes, of course. All right, so let me see if I can properly pour this for you. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
So, tupuri, do you know about tupuri?
No.
Well, so Koreans have many eating traditions. If you have a very big production or you have a very big event that's very, very important, you celebrate that in a proper way.
What are
And
we
I
celebrating?
think celebrating the end of, this Korea show. And I think
Oh, I thought you said something important.
this is important. This is the most important thing you've ever done.
Okay. There's nothing involving salt that I don't have to rub that into my skin, my now raw pink skin. I'm a broken man. I seem beneath the shame and the headache to be missing a few layers of skin, as if I've been rubbed somehow raw. I mean, I believe in clean, really, but this is beyond clean. This is sanded, stripped, flayed.
Here's to Korea.
The beer is not helping. No, maybe it is. Soju, I think I've had enough. The gleeful embrace of mixing whiskey, rice wine, beer, and oysters, for instance. I mean, it seems to tempt the face. Ooh.
Ooh.
Yes.
Well, let me ask you one more question. What do you think about Han now after your trip?
I'm brimming with Han. I could never actually have a Han because I'm not Korean, and this is a genetic, almost cellular thing. I understand, but it's something I feel that I can really relate to. I'm definitely a revenge is a dish best served cold sort of a guy, but also hot. I'll take revenge anytime I can get it. Actually, we need some more chicken.
You ate a lot of that chicken. You didn't eat all day, did you?
No, I did not love myself this morning.
But you felt better after your scrub down.
It was like out evil, out. Go away, evil. Finish the evil.
Yeah. I mean, that's why it's like people do that. Like, big night
The social contract, the Confucian hierarchy of age before everything fades away. We are no longer Mr. Hawk, Mr. Park, Mr. No, and Mr. Tony. We move as one, a band of bros through the night. The world, our oyster.
To the next whiskey bar. I feel like a boy band.
Is there a kid?
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
All I can say is, thank God there was no karaoke. I must have blocked it out. All roads led here. I knew that. No escape, only embrace. I am now, after an evening of full-on cultural immersion, acutely aware of my role as Big Brother. My new salaryman friends looking to me to set an example.
All right, guys, let's party.
Oh, what do you have? Oh.
Soju.
Soju? Nice to meet you.
So correct me if I'm wrong here. It's dried squid, M&Ms, and mixing your alcohols?
Yeah. Hey, come back.
뭐를 위해서? 아내의 순결을 위해서? 우와. 내 나이 내가 뭔지 알아? 난 나 그랬잖아. 난 밤새서 해. 나 걱정하지 마.
Seemed like a good idea. Back at the office.
Okay.
Next, I'll be performing a medley from Mamma Mia. Oh, baby, like fire. Fire, yes.
Oh, we got a low score. We only got 45.
Mouse?
Mouse fish.
Mouse fish.
What?
I love him, man. I kiss him.
Tony!
Sit down.
We gotta go somewhere else. We're not finished here, Tony.
Squid treats and M&Ms? Sure, makes perfect sense. In fact, there were oysters somewhere along the route, a detail that becomes increasingly worrying with our alcohol intake.
Oh, oysters, awesome.
Wow.
Nice. Competitive drinking and shellfish.
You ever played any Korean drinking games?
No.
No? Well, they have a lot of them. You know, it keeps the energy up and keeps everyone kind of drinking.
Stop 2. Kolmok Jib.
Wow. All right, we're gonna play a little game first. All right, Tony, we're gonna let you do the start the festivities. You just gotta use the chopstick, hit everything forward. It's gonna splash up.
What? A strike or a push?
A push. Come back.
Come back.
Woo!
Sinister.
There's a lot of games. We're not gonna go through them all because it would take forever and we'd be really, really drunk. But this game is called the bottle cap game. And we're gonna pass this around in a circle. We're gonna flick it as hard as you can.
Right.
Right? No one wins or loses. We all get drunk. Start. 1, 2, 3. Oh. There you go. Love shot.
That is brotastic.
All right, this is a chopstick game.
Don't play this game with engineers. Oh. Oh, don't hurt the man. Oh, it's been hitting those oysters hard.
See you in Flavortown.
It's pretty good.
Oh, that's good.
여기서 소기의 목적을 달성했는지 여기서. 그래야만 다음은 넘어갈 수 있어.
네. We gotta go somewhere else.
Yeah, we're
That's the
going.
way-
Let's hit the street, guys. Well past soju bottle number 9. The idea that only an hour earlier we sat like gentlemen and had barbecue. A rapidly fading memory.
선생님, 이거 소주 몇 병 마셔요?
나는 주량 한 병.
한 병?
네. 여기 2병.
두 병? Tony, how many bottles can you drink?
We'll see. Yes, I remember now. Somewhere near the start of the evening. The moment little brother grabbed the reins of our soon-to-be careening chariot, unfettered by earthly conventions like so-called good sense or inevitable reality of work tomorrow.
All right, eat the egg before it gets cooked too much.
Oh, that's good.
It's good? You like the marinated one, right?
Yeah. This being Korea, beer is a must, as is apparently soju. I had forgotten that part. Curious, so, I mean, what seems to define Korea as I know it is it anticipates the future very, very well. This is a country that's famous for looking forward, looking into the future. Where does one go to see Korea's past? And are these guys sentimental about it at all?
지금도 이제 놀랍게 발전을 했는데 대화 시대에서는 100년, 이제 100년.
한국은 자원이 없는 나라예요. 계속 무엇인가 창조하고 개발하고 해야지만 먹고 살 수 있는 나라. 형님을 위해서. 형.
Pour more out, though.
Korean cold, 형.
Older brother,
brother,
yes.
means older brother.
Right,
형.
yeah.
Younger brother, cold 동생.
Younger brother.
Younger brother.
All right, younger brother.
우리 형님을 위해요.
여기까지 서론이잖아. 서론.
My mission, for purposes of television, is to ingratiate myself with a group of total strangers, insinuate myself into their lives, observe what they call, and please excuse my painful pronunciation, huishik. It's an expression combining the concepts of company and meal. In Korean business culture, this would be a regular thing. A one-night corporate retreat, if you will. Which is how I ended up at my appointment with the Fates, a barbecue joint popular with the salaryman. Yeah, who is everybody here?
No, Mr. No.
Okay.
I'm Mr. Hong.
He's the car.
What's your name?
Tony.
Tony.
I think they like me.
여기요. Do you drink soju?
I do.
Okay. Excellent.
Soju.
여기요.
자, 여러분 오늘 미국에서 와주신 우리 잘생긴 거 멋쟁이 토니와 함께해서 너무너무 기뻤고요. 토니, 우리 시청자들이 토니한테 많은 박수를 해주고 있어요.
This is Anthony Bourdain, CNN. Good night and eat more spam.
자, 여러분 토니와 함께 굿바이.
Notice the totally blissed out, happy look on my face. Observe the bowl with nothing left but fiery remnants. Behold the magnificence that is budae-jjigae.
만들었으니까 이제 밥 먹어요. 토니 아주 먹고 오래오래 잘 살아요.
Oh, okay. That's enough. Good.
떡도 먹고, 와우.
Jeez.
김치도 먹고.
Oh, man.
토니 건강에 좋은
Yeah, it's
양파도
gonna-
먹고.
Oh, it's gonna go straight to my
나
hips.
이거 다 먹어야 돼. 아니면 지금 못 가요? No house, go no house. Finish. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
This is a magical dish.
와우. 토니. 햄을 너무 무식하게 썰었어. 뭐야 이게? 근데 맛있으니까 용서할게요.
So,
most people are not sentimental about their time in the military. Why do this?
제 방송을 이렇게 봐주시는 시청자분들한테 뭔가 이렇게 공감대라든지 그리고 뭔가 이제 옛날의 추억거리를 다시 회상을 시켜줄 수 있게끔.
I mean, military, everybody serves in the military, right?
Yeah, it's mandatory in Korea.
All right, well.
와우, 토니 완전 피니시. 해피?
Very happy.
와우, 굿. 제가 이거 요리하는 거 알려줄까요, 토니?
You want the recipe about this?
I got the recipe now.
It's everything Mama warned you about. And it's got it all, baby. And when the music's over, your life will have changed forever.
1, 2, 3. 자, 일단은 먼저 이거 스팸을.
Okay.
오케이. 요거 떡. 요거 말랑말랑한 떡도.
Okay.
오케이. 김치. 토니, 이거 프랑클. 미트.
Yes.
오케이?
Yeah. Dating back to famine years of the Korean War, scrounging and scavenging from American military bases, it's in fact a classic example of necessity being the mother of deliciousness.
Wow, beautiful!
Hot dogs, canned baked beans, Spam, instant noodles. Put together with the ever-present gochujang and kimchi, it became an enduring and deeply loved classic.
콩, baked beans.
Like I used to say to my first girlfriend, how can something so wrong be so right?
오케이, 1, 2. 한 번 더. 아, 토니 참 잘해요.
All right. So you did that right.
너무 잘해요. 자, 오케이.
Don't jib here. No.
토니 그리고 요거를 이렇게 뜯어서 오케이. No. 와우. No. 토니 미워. 토니 너무해.
I'll tell you.
토니 자기 집 아니라고 막 해. 이러는 거 아니야. 진짜 너무너무해. 이게 뭐야 이게 마우스 이게 뭐야 이게. 진짜 너무해.
Sorry about that.
와우.
Yeah, sorry, man.
요거 이렇게 이만하는데 지금 이만큼 남았어요.
Regrettable incident.
오케이, 요것만 넣도록 할게요. 이거를 푹 끓일 건데.
Looks healthy. Look at this. I mean, look at this thing. Look at the color alone. It's just.
토니 이제 라면 사를
in
넣어서.
go the noodles.
오케이, 우리 이제 먹을 준비를 할 거예요. 토니, 라면. 와우.
Oh yeah, baby. That's
Yeah,
good.
baby.
Come to me.
Let's go.
Come
Yes.
to me.
Good.
Come to me, my love.
Yes. 토니 너무 맛있게 먹어요. 성과가 좋다는 거네요.
Need
Yes.
a little spam in there.
Good.
Good job, chef.
Good job.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
My pleasure. Anytime.
Anytime.
In a society reeling from conflict and deprivation, largely without meat or fresh ingredients, this was the gift of the GI. The Korean War lasted from 1950 to 1953, but in many ways it never ended. The country is split in half and in a constant state of alert. 120 miles to the north, a bughouse-crazy dictator with an enormous standing army, a bad haircut, and a nuclear arsenal. This we know. But the war, in dividing a country and a culture, also divided families, altered forever the Korean character. Chef Kim Bir-young's early experience working the mess hall during his mandatory military service led directly to superstardom. Now, from this unassuming U.S. Army surplus tent, he beams his cooking show live in more than 50,000 homes a day via something called the internet. And he's not the only one. There's competition, lots of it. Mukbang means broadcast eating. It's kind of a phenomenon in Korea. Which is how, I suppose, I wound up in a tent on the outskirts of Seoul.
Tony, hello.
Hi, how you doing? All right.
Tony,
Yeah, right here? All right.
Yeah, okay.
Classic indigenous ingredients.
No. Spam.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Excellent. All right.
다 죽여, 다 죽여. 다 죽여버려.
It's a slaughter fest. I've gotten the poor thing killed like 12 times already today, so I think I'm gonna hang it up. All right, I'm ready for some food.
In Korea, it's like the food delivery system is really good.
Really good.
A whole bunch of food you can just order. Dr. Pepper, get away.
Order food while you're playing.
PC Bong sounds like a male porn star. I know. But this one has a smoking lounge and a well-stocked snack bar. Energy drinks seem a popular order. But here in Seoul, given that there's an entire strata of professional gamers, more substantial food is from time to time required. No problem. Anything you want, right to your console.
I mean, I'm sure this is an obvious question, but like real life, does it have any attraction?
Real life?
Real life, you know, like non-game universe.
People love it. As a professional gamers, yeah, people love the professional gamers. They get a lot of fame for that.
Right. Thank you. Oh, man.
Wow.
Oh, man, this is too much. Oh, that'll have.
You gotta get the sauce with the noodle, so.
Yep.
It's a black noodle, so it should be all black.
Tasty.
Good?
That'll work.
And some of the games you could play without, like, still eating.
Yeah. Really one-handed.
Basically, you eat a little bit, and then play the game.
Yeah.
And eat a little bit and play the game.
Only game that I've ever really gotten serious about and lived with for a year. I mean, I spent a lot of time with it. Was GTA Vice City.
Oh, I mean, for my opinion, it's a little bit violent for me. That's my personal opinion.
Look, I mean, you know, Little Red Riding Hood was doing a lot of bleeding out in this game. I mean,
that's true.
Over the mountain and through the woods, to grandmother's house we go, blowing some shit up on the way. And was it right shift, left mouse click, or the other way around?
어, 잡음.
That's our enemy.
Wow, okay. But I'm looking for the little guys with the red over them.
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't look good.
Yeah, you got killed too because of
Oh, jeez. Oh, I'm respawning.
Yeah, respawning. You could target. You could basically go like long distance or short distance depending on like where your target is.
Just learn how to move here. Oh, poor Little Red Riding Hood. She's not good.
어딨어? 암살해줄게.
And if I'm shooting something, it's E. Oh, no, not Little Red Riding Hood. You're bleeding out again. Oops, didn't make it. I don't see any bad guys. Are these friends? Oops.
Back in the old days, before time itself, spending 17 hours a day at places like this was frowned upon by family. Now, gaming has become a respected and often lucrative profession in Korea. Simon has pretty much retired from gaming per se. Instead, he makes a living advising rising stars in the industry.
You do this for a living?
Yeah.
How many hours a day?
For the professional gamers, they spend all day playing this game. They wake up, they play a game, practice, have lunch, practice again, and have dinner, and go to sleep.
Today, the game is one of those multiplayer kill fests where mighty avatars boast a wide range of powerful abilities, raining death on each other from remote consoles across the globe, or just over there.
There we go. It's all about love.
Really cute. Little girl.
Oh, that's me?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Do I have to choose another avatar, maybe? Something more killy? I don't know if I'm going to strike fear into my enemies.
Oh yeah, it's very powerful, yeah.
Powerful in a sort of small, girly way.
It's a very amazing where, you know, get shocked. I mean, the little girl comes around like having a big fireball in your head.
Right. Okay, well, I'll try to keep up with you for a few minutes.
So basically, press W, go forward, yeah. and then press right and left click together. And then the right key on our mouse. is
Okay,
another-
forward is W. And
these are the skills. E, shift and left together.
Left, shift.
And then left, no, together. Oh yeah. And then space, right click, left shift with left click together.
Oh, brutal. How long did it take you to even figure out how to move around in this world?
About 10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah.
Okay, me and Simon are going up against these kids, and I'm expecting to like pistol whip some bitches like Tommy Vercetti, unless time has once again passed me by. The life of a professional video gamer is a concept that's not easy for me to grasp. These young nerdlingers are famous. They have TV shows where they compete and are making actual cash money. They have sponsors and super fans. They probably even get laid off this shit. And that explains how Little Red Riding Hood ended up bleeding out on the cold, hard virtual floor.
Should we start? Yeah. Should we start the game? Sure.
Okay, where's our opponents?
Oops.
I'm gonna fire your ass.
No, don't say anything about Wade Newton. He's the man.
Hip-hop, like early 90s West Coast.
Well, I'm an East Coast guy.
Yeah, I know. I'm not entirely convinced that Korean food's healthy.
Have you always been like a food guy?
I think in some ways I've appropriated the Han. I'm very happy here.
Last one?
Yeah. Is this drinks that goes with food, or is this food that goes with drinks?
The culture here is you have to have something that goes well with that drink.
We should probably be drinking that, right?
Yes. Have you tried soju before?
Oh, yeah. How often can you come to a place like this acceptably per week? I mean, you come every day after work?
If you want.
Yeah, like if I just slump to the ground and go to sleep, would that be okay?
It wouldn't be, but I've seen it too many times.
What's good to eat here?
Well, I'd like to recommend the soup of death. It's a soup, but the main ingredient in that is silkworms.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Oh.
Nice, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Eating bugs? That is so last network.
How do you like the soup?
Soup's awesome. Yeah? I'm gonna go home and have many sons tonight. No?
In the old days, they didn't have the soup. They just literally boiled it. They put it in these like little paper cups and you just eat it like an hors d'oeuvre.
I don't know. I'm looking at it and thinking, get the f out of my soup and make me a sweater.
Even Koreans really don't eat this all the time. But I guess this country makes you feel like if you can't eat this, then you're not Korean kind of thing.
Where were you born?
I was born in New York.
You were born in New York?
Yes.
And were there till?
Till roughly 21. I grew up on the streets, grew up in New York City. It was automatically, you're a chink. Wait a minute, chink isn't that supposed to be Chinese? I'm Korean. And that's where the whole #1 Korean comes from. Hey, I'm Korean and I'm proud to be Korean.
Mark is what's called kyopo, meaning Korean who's lived abroad. As things get better and brighter over here, more and more people are, like Mark, moving back home for the ever more numerous opportunities.
When I came here, it just felt right for me. I was like, I'm here. These are my people. It's like, this is what I've been missing. But I was considered not really Korean, I guess. You know, I was considered an outsider in my own country. I had like this thing going on because I was like, okay, am I not Korean enough if I don't do this? Or if I don't drink this? Or if I don't eat this? But there's a certain sense of, well, I wanna learn this, if that makes me feel more Korean.
Nice. That's pork skin. Is this so hard? Walk in and eat delicious food and get hammered in the street? Being Korean is pretty awesome.
Last one?
Yeah.
Nighttime in Seoul, and everywhere you go, it seems, food and drink. This is what they call a pojangmacha. I guess it's kind of like a pub, if pubs could operate in the street. You could have drinks, and well, I guess you could call it pub food.
안녕하세요, DJ Shanda. We're about to go eat something really, really good. Welcome to Seoul. Let's do this.
My new friend Mark helped popularize Western-style hip-hop in Korea. An event that led directly to me eating silkworms in a tent.
Mark, how you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Thanks for having me on.
Oh, man. So, where are we?
이모.
Hand position correct.
Ready?
Are you complaining about your hours, Nari?
Holla.
#1 selling liquor in the whole world. You have to kick the prostitutes so many times.
That doesn't count.
Get in my mouth and stay there.
She's already dead.
Come on. I'm getting this like weird sense of deja vu. Like, haven't we been at a fish market in Seoul
Walk
at
down
some
memory
point in
lane.
some previous life?
What should we toast to this time?
To a triumphant return to Korea. Second time around for me.
건배.
Bet.
There's something I'm increasingly crazy about that I've been craving since I got off the plane. Banchan, the spicy, pickly, delicious snackies that accompany your meal in Korea.
I miss this. This is, for me, one of the most exciting things about Korean food, actually, is the banchan. Yeah.
Doesn't that just make you want to drink more soju?
Is that a hint or something?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, right.
I know, the formality of it all.
And appetizers? Yes, I remember these guys.
Oh, our old friend. Again.
This looks familiar.
Bringing back memories. Oh, here we go.
Okay. So this is called 매운탕, which literally translates to spicy stew.
I need it to burn.
And it has everything under the sun, seafood-wise. You can find crab, you can find all different kinds of fish.
Fisherman stews all over the world.
Exactly. This bowl, for me, that's the perfect example of Koreans in general. We love being together in a space, huddled around a bubbling pot of something.
What can I tell you? Oh, this is good. You are failing in your duties as a younger sister.
I'm sorry. 건배?
We don't have to drink it immediately, do we? Face planting that thing.
Koreans, they just want each other to drink as much as possible. Peer pressure drinking is kind of a big deal. May I have another glass, please?
Korean drinking etiquette 101. You never pour your own drink. Younger pours for the older, and you never drink alone.
How come all the Korean guys are so tormented? They're all carrying around some unseen weight.
Every single Korean person is born with this thing called Han, which is a deep sorrow and anger. It's nothing to do with upbringing. I mean, literally, as you're born, it's genetic. It's in our blood.
Han, my favorite Korean word. It has many implied and specific meanings, but generally speaking, it's a mixture of endurance, yearning, sorrow, regret, bitterness, spite, hatred, and a grim determination to bide your time until revenge can at last be exacted.
I know. Revenge is a very, very sweet tasting thing for Koreans, you know? Because there's been so much wrong that's happened to us.
What about little Timmy McMasters, who made fun of you in second grade for bringing kimchi to school? And he laughed at you and said it smelled like garbage. Is there vengeance coming their way?
My greatest vengeance would be that those people think about that time that they made fun of me. I want them to actually love Korean food now.
That doesn't sound anywhere close to endless suffering.
Well, that's my personal story.
I was thinking more along the lines of like electric nipple clamps, and then I drive over them. And not killing them, by the way. They slowly bled to death from femoral artery wounds.
The reason that Koreans are able to just not wallow in that is because of this other emotion called jeong. It is a deep fondness that you have for your other Koreans. And people always focus on Han, and I'm like, yeah, I know, Han, yes, it exists. No one's denying that. We all have it. But jeong, no one talks about that, and it's equally strong.
Okay. I believe you.
I don't think you believe me about this Chong thing.
No, I believe you. Like, I like the whole idea of Han. I totally get that as an engine. I like that. I like that dark side. The fact that this word exists is sort of awesome because a negative emotion has been converted into a number of very, very, very positive developments.
The Koreans are, you know, this amazing group of people that don't curse and eat amazing food, and we like to drink and have fun.
Oh, stop sucking up. So, to the Han.
We need to make a serious dent in this.
Dongjin.
Can't say that. We're unique and we're amazing.
That describes me. I'm not drinking this.
No, you don't have to drink it.
My relentlessly cheerful friend and colleague, Nari. She loves Korea and all things Korean and wants nothing more than to make everybody love it as much as she does. That's why she brought me here, to the Garak Fish Market, where you find the kind of casual joints I love. I will have, let me see, perhaps the fish.
I want some banchan, I want some spicy stuff. Well, I'll start off by drinking some soju, I think.
Yes.
Look, I'm getting this like weird sense of deja vu. Like, haven't we been at a fish market in Seoul at some point in some previous life?
The past, the present, the future. In Korea, they all bleed together. If you're there for the whole ride, one explains the other. Drop in the middle, it makes no sense at all. Korean culture, as far as I can tell, is defined by the drive to succeed. A churning engine fueled by decades of Han. A remarkable ability and remarkable willingness to anticipate the future. It reaches back across time, binding millennials and generations long since past. Last time I was here, I was working for some other network, the Bacon Channel or the Competitive Eating Channel. What was that old show called? It was so long ago. Back then, I was dragged around in Nari Kai's tiny but powerful wake, as I recall. That was nearly a decade ago. Things have changed since then. I've changed. I'm guessing Nari's changed. And Korea has certainly changed. The Korean War ended more than half a century ago, but in some ways, it's still going. The North and South have been on perpetual war footing ever since. It's a psychological and physical scar. Korea is literally split in half. But that's not what this show is about. There aren't many comparisons to South Korea's stratospheric rise over the last decade. One of the poorest countries as recently as the 60s, today it claims one of the world's fastest growing economies. The government has been extremely shrewd and forward-thinking about selling the world all things Korea. Underwriting, encouraging, financing, and supporting the export of intangibles. Things like music, movies, TV shows, food, the whole Korean sensibility. And the world is responding, learning to love what Koreans have always loved. The heart of Korea is Seoul, capital city, a bustling metropolis, futuristic in look and character, population 25 million.
Look at that, they've got a selfie stick. Everybody's taking pictures of their food. They feel right at home.
In October 2014, I went back to Korea. This is what I saw.
This makes me so happy. Good kimchi. Make room for the noodles. Oh, that's good. This should surprise no one that I'm in a happy place right now. Oh, yeah. First night back. Right to the market. Bunch of unrecognizable but invariably and inevitably delicious food. Good to be back, man. Good to be back.
Shaman